So organism analogy. So in organism analogy, so respiratory system, circulatory system, nervous system, reproductive system, so digestive system, all the systems, they do independent work as well as they do dependent work with respect to another systems also. That means various parts within a society. Here parts is nothing but groups. Every group do their work as well as they cooperate with another people. So this kind of relationship, that means dependency. When an organism wants to survive, every system has to work independently as well as it is the part of whole, it contributes for the another systems to work. So this is how it brings the society as an integrated whole. And so this integrated whole is a result of cooperation and interdependency in the form of reciprocity. So this is how social stratification acquired permanency once it is created. So permanency, different people, they can acquire different kind. But here you should remember, if each group has specialized function to serve for the entire society to be survived or fulfill the basic needs of the society, then why ranking? Why in Indian context you can see, Brahmins have a specific set of functions. Okay, Kshatriyas have different functions, Sudras have different functions, as well as Vaishyas have different functions. Why should we place always the Brahmins on the top? Here, so the risks associated, the risks or contribution made by each group, whether it is easily can do or it is difficult. You can see the Brahmins has to spend nearly 10 to 12 hours to learn all the knowledge which present in the traditional Vedas, Upanishads, Aranyakas as well as Puranas. So they go rigorous or intensive training to become a priest. Okay, so when you compare with the agriculturist, so within 6 months or 1 year, he will go along with the parents, he will observe the process and he will learn. Here risks are very less. When Brahmins are having highest risk, when agriculturist person or craftsman children, they learn every day along with their father within the short duration of time. So like you can take the Kshatriyas. So if situation demands to protect their citizens, they sacrifice their life also. That means whenever the risks are more in nature, the privileges, rewards are more in. So the ranking is nothing but all the works. So each group, though they might be do different works, but the value of each work is different when compared to another work. So more risks or more skills and training is required. They would be placed on the top of the layer. Less risks as well as less skills are required. They are placed always the bottom. So this is how the proper division of labor through which society survives, but the ranking is always comes into being based on their contribution, the value of contribution for the society. But however, because these functional theory well explained about the origin of closed systems or closed stratification in the form of Varna estate system. Okay, but so in this functional theory also there are so many socialists identified. So here the same family over a generation practicing the same work, it increases the efficiency, but here in reality it hinders the efficiency. If some of the Sudra or some of the untouchable, if he has better warrior skills, still he could not become Kshatriya. Social solidarity, the stability of the society is questioned. The always lower layers of the people seen upper layers of the people with hostility as well as distrust. So this is how it was criticized functional theory. And next one. So now what do you come to know that? So why this social stratification have been continued since from ancient time means because the proper division of labor. And next one is Marxist or conflict theory. In this Marxist and conflict theory, so which is basically in the form of class system. So especially it explains the capitalist way of class system. So rich class, middle class, poor class. So here the most important resources for their survival that we call as a means of production. So means of production. So means of production, whoever controls, they can control the remaining people. So this was the view given by Karl Marx. So the capitalism is nothing but, so those people who control the productive resources, they will become top in the society, and the resourceless people became bottom in the society. So here in the initial stage of agriculture, some of the groups control the land, and some groups are, when the most of the land is controlled by some individual, the other people became landless. And you should remember, because of this agriculture, most of the forests were disappeared, and these people have to not able to go anywhere else. They depended on the other people for their survival. But inside they have always frustration, anger towards the upper people or haves oriented people. So this made them, all the haves of resources joined their hands together, and they formed into a separate class, and they tried to control the have-not people. So these have-not people, they got this kind of unity, and they try to suppress the haves people, and these people, they try to got the unity, and they suppress these people. This is the gradually emergence of class-based structure in the form of Western societies we are seeing. So this is how Marxist theory proposed that various conflicts on the who wants to control the productive resources that led to the emergence of social stratification that we are seeing in Western societies. So there is third theory. So this is all about the two approaches, functional approach as well as the Marxist approach to study the social stratification regarding their origin. So there is one more approach, that is anthropological approach. So you should remember that I said anthropologists rejected the notion of social stratification is universal. So universal. So you can see that Sorokin, he said that unstratified society with real equality in human history is a myth. That means every society which are whatever the level of development, they have one or another form of stratification. You can see, he said that modern societies or civilized societies that we have seen 7 forms of stratification. But the primitive societies or pre-agriculture societies, they too had stratification in the form of age, gender, so kinship, etc. So initial days of property entered into their societies, they have property based stratification also. But however, this stratification is different from the social stratification which was studied by the sociologist. The primitive societies have different set of stratification based on the biological conditions, not the property based, because the property is communally owned, not by individual property. So but however, society means existence of various social groups, and these social groups are arranged in hierarchically on the basis of inequality of prestige as well as the privileges. So these kind of features are absent in the simple societies, and these societies are classified as egalitarian societies. Egalitarian societies. In egalitarian societies, they devised various customs which suppress inequality. So these kind of kinship theories studied by Ivan Pritchard in New Year Society. So New Year Society, each lineage act as a little republic, so which control all their economic, political, religious matters. There is no higher or equal with them. That means here all the lineages which made the entire New Year Society, they are egalitarian, equal status. No lineage would be placed on the higher or lower. So these kind of societies are shown as exception of the stratification by Ivan Pritchard. He was an anthropologist. And Richard Borsche, so he was studied Khoisan tribe. So in this tribe there is a peculiar custom that is called insulting meat. In this insulting meat, whenever a person hunt in good number, so he killed good number of animals for the purpose of hunting. So he was teased and insulted for that particular day. Why? Because he should not get the kind of pride in him, because he hunted more than the other people. That kind of pride to be suppressed because of by using the social custom called insulting meat. They tease that person by saying that today is yours day, what about that yesterday or tomorrow's day? So then immediately it suppresses that pride. So then he will become one of the member, felt that he is also equal to rest of the people. That means here whatever the prides which led to the inequality, they have customs to suppress that. And there is one more tribe, David H. Turner, he studied Groot Island as well as Bickerton Island. So in these tribes, he observed there is a economic renunciation. Here the people, whenever they have excess, so how much it is needed for them, that much resources only they retain. The remaining resources were given to the needy people. That means here the customs are against to accumulation of the property or accumulation of the wealth. That means the wealth is always redistributed among the society, thereby everybody economically equal. So by showing this, these kind of various case studies, anthropologists saying that these pre-level agriculture societies, they value more for their culture or more for their kinship. So these are all the perfect example for egalitarian society. If somebody asks you like, is it social stratification is universal? According to sociologists, they said that one or another form a social stratification existed in all societies or all the societies. But anthropologists, when we consider it is inequality, arrangement of groups on the basis of ranking and inequality, there are so many pre-agriculture societies which have no this ranking, always they have status equality.